today we're going to show you how to make some pom-poms out of fur for either mukluks or earrings, any other type of project you want to do. So we're going to show you two different ways you can do that. I'm going to be using rabbit fur, and I'm going to show you how to either use by tracing a circle, or if you don't want to do it that way, you can use a ruler as well. And that one we're going to be making a square, which eventually turns into the pom-pom. So what you're going to want to start with is your sinew. If you don't have sinew, any type of thread that's durable enough, because you're going to be pulling it to close the pom-pom. And I would suggest sinew, as it's a little bit more durable, easier to work with. It's a little more waxy, so it's easier to pull through. If you have your sinew, you just want to separate it. You don't want it to be too thin that it's going to come apart when you're pulling it. So I'm just dividing mine into two pieces. And then you're going to want to grab your Glover's needle, which is a sewing needle for leather. If you don't have that, again, just use what you have. You can also use just a regular needle and thread. However, you just have to be a bit more careful with that one. Because I'm working with sinew, I'm going to grab a lighter to seal the ends and my thimble so I can protect my finger. So we're going to want to go ahead and thread that through our needle. And just tie off the end. Just make a little knot. Just like that. And then I'm just going to burn that end off so that it doesn't unravel when I'm working with it and in the future. Just help secure it a little bit. Okay, so once you have your needle, you can put that aside. And then we're going to start tracing our pattern for our pom-poms. So the first one I'm going to show you is going to be a square. It will make sense once you see the finished product. It probably seems weird to try to make a circle with a square, but it does work, I promise you. So for this one, I'm not going to make them too large. I'm going 3 by 3. That creates kind of a medium-sized pom-pom. If you want to do larger, you can go 3.5. For my mukluks, I usually do 3.5 to 4, depending on the fur and how thick it is. This one's not too thick, so I'm just going to go with a 3 for just demonstration purposes. And I'm just going to use the little circle template I have to create the circle pom-pom for that one. I'll show you at the end of the video on how you can maybe use an object or something to get that a circle shape. So you're going to want to grab a knife, and you want to have the blade quite long. You don't want to just dig in like that or use scissors, because then you're going to cut into the fur and it's not going to flow nicely. So just try to stick the blade all the way through so you're not cutting directly the fur, and you can see it's not cutting into any of the fur. It looks nice and smooth. So we're just going to trace that, get that all cut out. So there's our square pom-pom. And then this one is a little bit more challenging to go in a circle with the knife. So just take your time and try to follow your lines as best as possible. If you mess up, then you just trace again and give it another go. Okay, so once you're done cutting out your fur, you can look at it and make sure that you are happy with it and there's no loose fur. And then for this demonstration, I'm going to show you how to attach a string or any kind of lacing to it. This is how we do for our mukluk pom-poms. We have a leather deer lace, and this is how I like attaching it to the fur. So you're going to want to grab your sinew and your needle, and then we're just going to do some quick stitches to connect these two together. So I'm just going through the skin part and then going back up through the lacing. So those two are connected, if you can see here. And you have to put quite a bit of force into that one to get it through. Again, if you don't have like this type of lacing, you're making mukluks at home, you can always cut a piece of the suede or the hide, or even like a shoelace, something like that might work as well. Whatever you have on hand. And you just want to kind of loop it through the lacing that you're using. You want to make sure it's snug. You're going to go back and forth and just secure the lacing to the edge of the pom-pom. So then you can give it a little tug and see if it's moving. If it's still moving, then you can do a few more secure attachments to both to make sure that it's not going to fall apart once you're wearing them. So once you're done this step, then we're going to start doing the outside stitching, and this is going to be the stitching that creates the circular pom-pom. So it's just a simple stitch going through one side, going up the next. You can see here, just kind of playing with it, making sure that it's not too close to the edge. And you want to do this all the way around until you get back to the lacing or where you had started. So we're almost done, just a few more stitches here. This might take some practice. I've been doing a lot of these, so I know I'm going a little fast. So it's going to look like this once we're all done. We've done the exterior of the whole square. For the stuffing of the pom-pom, I'm going to use liner that we use for our mukluks. If you do not have any liner, you can use anything soft, cotton balls, anything that you have in the house that might work, just to stuff it so it fills it up and it makes it look full. Okay, so now we're going to push in the filling, and the other hand we're going to pull. Don't pull too hard or you might rip the rabbit fur, but you want to pull it nice and snug so that it just closes up. Okay, then I'm going to reach in and look for a little piece of the skin that's attached there to the lacing, sorry. And then I'm going to push all the way through so my needle's going through the middle. So if you need to watch that again, you can watch it again. However, I'm going to show you the other one as well so you can have a better look. But you're going to want to push that needle all the way through. So you're going through the liner that I put in the middle, and then you're going through the middle. So when you do tie this off, you're not going to see any stitching or any thread sticking out, and you're going to want to tie that into a knot and then just trim that down. And it should hold up well. So there's the pom-pom that we did with the square. And then now I'm going to show you how to do the exact same thing, but with the circle that we cut out. So we're doing the exact same thing, going all the way around. Again, if you want to add any lacing, same idea here. Just pick a spot in the middle. You want the lacing to be a little bit farther down so that if it does pull a little bit, it's not going to fall out. And then we're just going to go through the lacing. Have to put a bit of pressure there. Sometimes the fur does get kind of stuck in it. You just have to be gentle and pull it out there. It's a little bit tricky, this one. So you have to use a little bit of force. So I'm just going down through the skin section first. Then I'm going to go back up through the fur and then back down. This one I'm just going to do one just to show you guys. So you can see I'm just doing one stitch and it's holding pretty well. So I'm happy with that. And then, so we're going to do the exact same thing. So in and out, in and out, in and out. So just back and forth. You're just going to be weaving that needle back and forth all throughout the edge of the circle. And you can see as you keep doing it, it kind of tries to close up a little bit. So you might have to just pull the fur apart a little bit while you're doing it. but the same process exactly as the square one. So just in and out, all the way till we get back to where we started. And I'm just pulling this out because I'm running out of space to do my stitching, just to make it easier. So in and out, in and out. Okay, so I'm at the beginning now. So now I'm going to flip it right side out, just like that. And this one is a little bit smaller than the other one. I'm just showing you two different examples. So we're going to cut a little bit less liner to put in. Again, if you don't have liner, you can use anything you have in the house that's soft that you can fill it with. And then it's going to close up once you pull that sinew tight. And I'm going to go, this one's a little bit hard to show on camera, but I'm just going through a little bit of the skin and then going through the middle of the pom-pom and pulling the thread out through the middle of the bottom of the pom-pom. If you need to watch that again, might have to watch it a few times, but I hope that helped to show you guys how to make some pom-poms. Now I'm just going to show you a little trick. If you need a circle, grab something simple like that and you can just trace it, and then you have your two pom-poms. So you can see one's a little bit smaller. So that is what we add to our mukluks, and I hope this helped. Thank you.